This is Investor Ideas, and we are talking today with Edward Carr, President and CEO of US Gold Corp, a publicly listed company on the NASDAQ, trading currently under symbol USAU. US Gold Corp is focused on gold exploration and development.
Edward, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. It's a real pleasure to be here.
So your company has recently provided a background update for the Keystone acquisition. Could you summarize some of the key points of that for us?
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for hosting this and for the interest in U.S. Gold. So, U.S. Gold Corp today, we did put out a press release talking about our 2016 exploration program at Keystone. And maybe a little bit of background might help out on that. I founded U.S. Gold Corp in 2014, and actually in September of 2015, got back in touch with Dave Mathewson, pretty well-known Nevada exploration geologist. Dave's had an extremely successful career, and he was really excited when he called me up because for the first time in his career in the last 30 years, he had consolidated this property called Keystone. And the Keystone project is in the Cortez Trend. There's two major gold trends in north central Nevada, as I'm sure you and your listeners know. You have the Carlin Trend and the Cortez Trend. And both these trends have big, major mines. So where we're located in Keystone, we are about 10 miles south of Pipeline and Cortez Hills. Pipeline and Cortez Hills are two of the largest mines in North America. They are the economic backbone of Barrick Gold. In fact, Pipeline, I believe, is about 20 to 25 million ounces of reserves. Cortez Hills is about 15 million ounces. These two mines combined produce over 1 million ounces a year of gold. I think the latest presentation I saw from Barrick, they show an all-in sustaining cash cost of about $600. So today we're a stone's throw away from $1,300 an ounce of gold. So you're looking at $700 million a year of free cash flow just from those two mines. And there's some other discoveries that Barrick has really close to that. Right near Cortez Hills, you have Gold Rush. You have a new discovery, ET Blue. So this whole Cortez complex on this trend has 50, 60 million proven ounces of gold, and it's still increasing. These are relatively new discoveries as well. Cortez Hills was, I believe, 2004, and, Placer Dome discovered it. Barrick took them over in 2008 predominantly for that discovery. So Keystone is 10 miles directly south. And if any of your listeners have been to those big major mines, when you drive up into the hill and you go over Cortez Hills and you see the open pit, when you start looking south, you see Crescent Valley, which is quite flat. The next mountain range, the next domal intrusive, when you look down to the south, that's Keystone. And Dave Mathewson has identified this property. He's been so excited about this, been on and off the property for the last 30 years. He had some of the claims himself in a property called Tone Resources. That company, by the way, was taken over by Rob McEwen with his roll-up of a bunch of small junior explorers. And other companies had claims on there. It wasn't until last year that Dave Mathewson could actually consolidate all of the claims on the Keystone property. And this is the first time in 30 years that any one company has had all of the district controlled. So we're extremely excited about it. It's a pretty large property package. We have 15 square miles now, 479 total claims. We have staked some additional claims ourselves, both to the northeast and southeast since we acquired the project. And last year we had Dave Mathewson and our exploration team out on the property looking at the potential for a major Carlin-style gold deposit. And they're very, very excited about what they see. Dave Mathewson is really one of the premier exploration geologists in Nevada and North America. He has a real methodology that he goes through for exploration success time and time again. He likes to identify these real grassroots opportunities, and then he comes in with modern exploration techniques. So when you look at his Keystone and the history of the property, there's actually an old Keystone mine that was an original mine, goes back to the late 1800s. And then there was some historical exploration, very shallow drilling. There's been about 150 or so odd historical exploration drill holes on the property. These have only been drilled down about 200 feet. And that was the typical model or method of exploration in the past. In the 1980s, companies would come in, they'd drill pretty shallow, down about 200 feet. If they didn't hit anything, maybe 300 feet, they would turn around and they would leave. This is the first time at Keystone that there has been any real modern, organized geological exploration approach. So when Dave got the project and took control, we did a deal at US Gold and acquired it. We gave him the budget to go out there to actually start a real methodical exploration program. The first thing that Dave did was do a lot of geophysics. So he's a big believer in gravity. He did magnetics. He did IP. And he has also taken all of this old historical drill data that was out there and put it in a new digitized database. And the results that we've had that we talked about in our press release today, although it was a little technical in layman's terms for listeners out there, it's quite exciting. And we're very, very excited about it. Obviously, we have a great location, a great address on the Cortez Trend, 10 miles south of these major mines. But the even more exciting thing is that Dave Mathewson, Tom Chapin, and our entire team believe that the geology, the stratigraphy of the rocks on Keystone look to be very, very similar to Cortez Hills and Pipeline to the north. So we think that this can be a very, very prospective property.
InvestorIdeas.com reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website. All investment involves risk, and this podcast is not meant to be an endorsement to buy or sell securities or products. To hear more podcasts, you can go to www.investorideas.com/audio. And a reminder, you can also hear our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play Music, TuneIn, and Stitcher. For more information about US Gold Corp, please visit www.usgoldcorp.gold. For disclosure purposes, US Gold Corp is a PR, news, and social media featured company on InvestorIdeas.com.